Hello everyone. So previously we had discussed on the open and closed principle, nothing but O in solid principles, right? So today we'll be discussing L in solid principles, nothing but Liskov substitution principle, right? So what it states here, see, let's get into the definition. But Liskov substitution principle states that objects of a superclass should be replaceable, right? Objects of the superclass, right, should be replaceable with the objects of its subclass, right? So the main thing, the objects of the superclass should be replaced with the objects of the subclass without breaking the program's correctness. So this is very important. Yeah. So without breaking the programs, this one correctness. So again, Liskov substitution principle states that objects of a superclass should be replaceable with objects of its subclass without breaking the program's correctness. So this is one thing. If a class B extends class A, suppose if we are having class B, class A and class B, if the class B extends the class A, then wherever A is used, right? So wherever A is used, B should work without changing the expected behavior, right? Wherever A is used, B should also work without changing the expected behavior. So if replacing a parent with a child causes wrong result or expected behavior, LSP is violated, right? Liskov substitution principle is violated. Let's try to understand the same thing with a very simple example, right? So I'll just go with here, this one, interface. So let me go with a shape. Yep, so this is fine. So let's add the method to calculate the area, right? So I'll just go with and get area here. So yep. So next, let's do one thing. I'll just go with a class rectangle that implements shape actually, right? That implements shape actually, right? So this is fine. Then what we'll be doing within this class? So I'll just go with the width and height. So let me go with private width. So this is fine. Private and so this one, let me go with a height as well. Yep. So this is fine. Next, let's go with the constructor for the rectangle, right? So I'll just go with a rectangle. So this one int, I'll just go with a width. Let me go with height actually. Yep. So this is fine. So let me assign the width here. Let me assign the width. Just go with width and let me assign the height as well. Let me assign the height as well. So I'll just go with a height. So this is fine. Let me come out of this one entirely, nothing but the constructor part. Next, let's go with a rectangle area logic, right? So we have already called the get area here. So I'll just go with C here, public and get area. So I'll just go with the formula here. A return, not showing. Let me type this one anyway. Return width into height. Area formula is width into height, right? So I'll just go with the width into height. So let me come out of this one entirely. Now let's go with a one more class named square that implements the shape actually. I'll just go with class shape here. This one implements the main class, nothing but this one shape. Yep. So now what shall I do? I'll just go with private int. Let me go with the side actually. Yep. So let's go with the constructor for the square. So let me do this one quickly. 1 second. Square. I'll just go with the parameter side that is required. So yep, let's assign side. Next, what I'll be doing. Next, let's do one thing. Let's go with a square area logic, right? So what is the this one square area logic? So it is nothing but side into side, right? Side square actually. So I'll just go with public and so let me go with get area here. So this is fine. Yep. So next, let me go with return side into side. Yep. So this is fine, I believe. So let me come out of this one entirely. Next, let me go with a main method actually. Yep. So main method, nothing but example usage. So let me paste this one again. So this is fine. So what we are doing here, rectangle. So here we are making use of the Liskov substitution principle, right? So see here. So if I run the code, What is happening here? Invalid method declaration, return type required where inside line number 29. Hmm? So did I say shape here? So this is not shape man actually, this is square actually. Sorry, I got confused. I believe rectangle and square we are going with, which implements this one shape actually. Yeah, so now if I run this one, what happened here? Constructor square cannot be applied to the given types. One second. So what mistake I have done is I have considered the wrong example here. This one actually, the main actually. So I was going through certain thing. I have pasted this one, I believe. So let me paste this one actually. So now we have to get the correct output. So let me run this one. So code I have written correctly while taking the example. This one. Usually I take it from the Google. So yeah, now this is fine. We are going with the shape one. So this is for the rectangle. Rectangle. So we are going with the formula here, right? So within the rectangle, width into height, area equals width into height. For the square, we are going with side into side actually. Yep. So this we have provided two things here, 5 and 10. 5 into 10 is nothing but the 50. And for the square, we are just going with the side into side. Side we have given 10 here. 10 into 10 would lead to 100. 50 and 100 is the output that we need to get. And main thing, substitution, basically, you can clearly see here. Nothing wrong is getting this one. Nothing wrong happened here, right? So everything is working smoothly, right? Everything is working smoothly, right? So what we are doing basically here, the definition states that Liskov substitution principle states that object of a superclass should be replaceable with the objects of its subclass. That's what we have done without breaking the program's correctness. It is not breaking anything. We are getting the correct output itself. Right? Interface shape we are going with mainly. Yep. So we are getting the correct output without breaking anything. Right. So this is fine. Yep. So this is it for the Liskov substitution principle. So where we can use this actually, let's discuss some real world applications. Yeah. So first thing, it can be used in the payment systems, right? So this is one of the applications. So payment method, we can just go with a credit card, UPI, net banking, right? Each should process payment without breaking checkout flow actually, right? Each should process payment without breaking the checkout flow. So this is one of the important, this one, what do we call? This is one of the important principles of the solid principles, right? So this is one of the important applications, right, within the payment systems actually. See, payment methods consist of the whether it may be credit card, UPI, net banking, and each should process payment without breaking the checkout flow. So next, let's go with the file systems actually. File systems, what happens? So file reader consists of the text file reader and PDF reader. File reader consists of the text file reader and the PDF reader. So reading files should work consistently. Reading the files should work consistently, right? So this is one of the things as well. Um, then we can just make use of this in the UI components as well. So whether we can have button, button can consist of the icon button, submit button. There are different types of buttons, right? So clicking the behavior should not surprise the user, right? So clicking the behavior should not surprise the user, right? So each button should have its own responsibility, right? So this is fine. Yep. So this is one of the thing. It shouldn't break the main behavior, right? Programs this one actually correctness. So this is fine. Next, and also it can be used in the authentication providers as well, right? Authentication providers, right? Auth provider consists auth provider, right? Some of the examples of the authentication providers are whether it may be Google Auth, whether it may be GitHub Auth, whether it may be email Auth, right? So we can just provide the email as well, email Auth, right? So these are some of the auth providers. So there are different auth providers that we can this one where this one going with certain auth shouldn't break or shouldn't basically shouldn't break the program's correctness actually. So these are some of the real world applications, right? So this one, payment systems, file systems, UI components, as well as the authentication providers. So these are some of the real world applications. Next, let's come to the final thing, nothing but the complexities part. So what would be the time complexity here? Time complexity would lead to big of one because area calculation uses constant time arithmetic operations. For the code that we have written, we are considering the time complexity and the space complexity. And the space complexity would lead to big of one itself because only fixed number of variables are stored per object. So the time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we have written would be big of 1 and big of 1 respectively. So this is it for the Liskov substitution principle. And one more thing, Liskov substitution principle or LSP, basically it ensures that child classes behave like proper substitutes for their parent class without breaking the logic. Just remember this one sentence. This is more than enough. So yeah, we are done with the Liskov substitution principle. Next, we will be discussing the I in solid principles. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.